In this video, we're going to look how the Adobe AI saved me hours on retouching in the final art photography. So I will take you from this image to all processors, retouching, AI retouching, editing, every steps, and we'll end up with this final product. So let's go ahead and start. We start with pre-processing our file inside the camera raw. This was shot on Canon R5 inside the studio with 3 lights set up. You'll notice we have some very much white, that overexposure, and that is okay because this is a raw file which is have a much wider shadow highlights dynamic range. So, and because of this we can modify some of that. That's what we're going to do. We're going up where we have highlights and bring highlights down. Notice what's happening right here with primarily like feathers. And you can see in the feathers we can have before and after. Notice how the highlights work. So we want to bring highlights down. Don't worry if it's make a little bit flatten our image, because we will restore later, but we still keep it all those details we needed. So same, we'll take shadows and we'll bring just shadows up. Don't bring too much because then we'll start introducing digital noise, and we don't want that. We'll leave it all effects, everything here. Well, we can expand look, clarity, haze, everything is fine. What we want to do in luminosity, it is increase a little bit on the orange, which is skin tone. That is will help us just a little bit rebuild the back, that shape for our image. And by the way, if you're interested, the shapes does not going from color. All is going from the black and white. From the shadows and highlights is how we determine the shape of the object. So in some cases, if you want, you can go ahead and take all colors down all the way, like saturations and other ones, and you can see we still have it same, because color will give it additional information. What we care about is the shadow and highlights in the future, so we can create those very nice shapes. Well, let's restore back this to 0. Okay, and we're going down. Other things what I want to do, it is increase sharpness on this, and I'm going to about 70 around there. And the reason is a Canon R5 have a special anti-aliasing filter, so it's mostly of the Canons, and this is kind of, it's done processing things, but it's we want to restore some original sharpness. By the way, if you use different cameras like Nikon, they don't have it, or some versions of Canon does not have those filters. So be sure your camera need it before you do that. Okay, let's go down to optics, and we want to check on the remove chromatic abbreviations and use it profile corrections. Profile corrections just will have this distortion on our lens, make it a little bit better, and chromatic abbreviation doesn't matter how good lens are you using, it's always will have it. Well, actually, you know what? Look right here. Actually, bring a little bit our mind. You can see even on this showing what is happening in the Photoshop and camera raw. But this is shifting. It's like magenta and cyan shifting. Sometimes you notice it's happening, and it doesn't matter how good is your optics lens on your camera is. It's almost always will happen. Well, okay. I think that is all. Let's go ahead and click open inside our Photoshop. And here's the become best parts of the Photoshop AI. Originally it took me some time because, like for example, when I need to fix some stuff around, I used cloning tools before, I used fill, I just copy paste some elements, so it took quite a bit of time. Then now it's a AI come from Photoshop, and let's put to the test how good it is and how really it can save time for us. We also can look on somewhat AI may have some problems with this. First, let's look what we have removed from our image. And usually it's what I do. I have it reframing. So first reframing, we have it nice. We removed some details and other things, and we'll see. Well, let's do reframing first. I will have it my crop tool selected. And if we start moving, you can see what I want to do. I want to readjust, and I want to readjust position a little bit on the lines. as we're moving, we have it split, and you can actually select in Photoshop how you want it. I like rules of third, and usually right here in the middle, it's where our attention can going. So if we are originally going side, you can see the face. Actually, it's not bad. Well, maybe, just a little bit up, and we can bring this a little bit down here. I think like this framing will work a little bit better. There you go. Notice this is areas where we don't have anything. Yes, let's go see what's happening with the Photoshop, and be sure you have it on top. Says where's a fill. We want actually generative. So we have an old one, content aware fill. It's we're kind of taken copy, and a new one is generative fill. So we'll click generative expand, and just press enter or click on the checkbox. Either way will work. This will take a little bit time because it's going to process. Notice when it's generating, does not generate on your machine. It's actually send some information to the servers, to Adobe servers, where they're processing and send back the information. Well, it did a very good job. If we look from original, it's expanded. We have here 3 versions. We can go click, just find some of the good which work for you. I'm not necessarily want to keep it top, but for the expansion, it's actually did a very good job. Same like on the side, you can see if you don't look very close, you don't see any different. So let's now fix top. We don't need to create a new layer. What is actually happened when we're selecting, it will analyze all layer below and work with this. I'm just going and select like this, area above, and we'll go generative fill. You can type and specify what you want to generate, maybe like flying butterflies or backdrop or something. If you don't specify, then AI will analyze all of the image, see what is kind of playing with this, and put it back. And analysis going by first utilizing the clip, or take an image and see what is an on image, because it needs decoded this image, what's happening. You're probably familiar if you use Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, or other ones. There you can also go put a descript, and it will look on your image. So this is what happening at this time. If I don't type anything, I just click generate. So it's take again all this image, send to Adobe Analyze, and send back in those segments that we want to change. But because we don't specify what we wanted, it's try to make the best guess out of this. And we have these 3 best guesses here. So this is 1, 2, and 3. And actually they did not bad job, I think, in this case. Right on the side, I have it a little bit pop up from the light when we was photo shooting. So again, I'll just select this, click generate, and we'll just replace these teeny tiny segments. And you can see it did a very good job. I mean, it's really impressive, and it saved a lot of time for me from doing this stuff. Well, let's go now. When we get closer, I want also retouching some elements. Like right here, you can see when backdrop come closer to ours. So we'll just go select like this, and let's click generate. Well, and because we did not specify anything, it's trying to make a best out of this. And of course, what is best is just anything. So we don't necessarily want to use this. What I'm going to do, going to delete this. And now I'm going to select like this. Actually, you know what? I found it nice if you go a little bit over. So we'll just go like a little bit over here. Generate a fill, and what we have it, backdrop royal rich. Let's say what's happening. So now I'm actually specify to AI what I want to see in this area. But also, if you notice, I overlap all of this. Because I overlap, it's also understanding I don't want that there. I don't want that gray stuff. It's keeping the foot intact, okay? And we can go through all of this segmentation. Ooh, I like that one. That one is even better. I think I like this one actually. Look, it's actually add very good details, and same with the food. We can go in and check. It did increase little bit food make longer. And I think this is almost look like a hand. Well, it's a monkey, who knows. But there you go. So I think I like this one. And we can check. See, if you don't like any of this, we can go right here. Like this. And let's go click generative fill. So it will just try to click and fix some of this mistake, because I think it's a little bit ugly food look. There you go. Look at this. Yep, there you go. It's what I want. I want this one. And if we look, it's almost look perfect. There you go. Now we did 2 steps with this. Okay, let's zoom out. You'll not also notice we have it like underscore right here. We could try to take it as well. We have it some sewing stuff element. So let's do as an experiment. So I'm going right there, select. And this one will be a little bit harder for to do, because I even by myself don't know what I want. I kind of think it's something, and it's easy fix if I do by manually, but I want to see what AI come up. And look on this. It's like, wow. Okay. Look at that. It's remove it. Oh, wow. That is impressive. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, let's keep this one. So you can see it did a great job actually on removing that. Wow. Okay, we also have some grayish around here, and I'm still kind of keep it or remove it. We're not sure about this. We could add more flowers around this area. Let's experiment this. So I'm going to select like this. Okay. Generative, and we're going rococo flowers. Let's see what has come up. You can see it's actually performed very well. And other things to keep in mind, that is high resolution. That is about 8,000 pixels image, so it's created very good job. Okay, you know what, I think I like these ones. Now it's add a little bit more. You know what, we can try also go right there, this area, like overlap. Let's experiment one more. So we're going to generate a fill. Morocco, Dutch flowers. Well, Dutch flowers, it's kind of style wasn't of the painting this, it's why I put it. But I also want to put it stylizations like Barocco, Rococo, it's within the style. And by the way, if you don't know, Barocco, it's a little bit more bold, solid colors, and Rococo, it's more pastel colors, more fluffy kind of. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. I like this one. I think, yeah, that definitely this one's to keep it. All in same theme, no stand-up gray. I mean, it literally saved me hours of work right now by going, selecting, and replacing. I mean, well, let's do this way. Let's do this. Group this. We'll call this AI. Okay. And let's look before and after. It does not replace my content because I still have it, my original image, everything. It just created a tool for me to help work faster and going with idea what I wanted. So this is very impressive. That's what I like about AI. And I remember when Adobe first time come with AI, and it was so clunky. I used to even right here, you can see I had some other tools, you know what I mean, to create it. But it was changed quite a bit. I mean, seriously, it was real impressive how the Adobe increased. And from what I understand right now, they have it like huge farm with NVIDIA where they're processing this. But here is a one small teeny tiny but. It is that thing is processed on the server. So you must pay for the server. You must have a version that allowed you to connect and process, because this does not run on your local machine, and that is a minus. You can install Stable Diffusion, and I'll put a link down below for you if you're interested, so you can run this on your local machine with a Stable Diffusion connections and everything. But then you need a very good GPU card for that. Well, let's continue working on this image. So let's see what we have here. We're done with kind of AI, and again, I'm not sure if I done or not. The usual what I done before, I gone to the here to the hair and use it special tool. So it's like you blend it and you use it brush stroke, and you kind of try to implement. So instead, what I want to do, I want to see how well it does. So we have it a wig right there, and actually we should probably just keep it wig, because you know it's definitely was a wig before, but I want to just see what AI will do with just this line, if it will blend wig to skull a little bit better or not. But technically, for purpose, we probably want to remember. Wow, okay, let's see before and after. Oh, it's make less noticeable. It's still wig, but way less noticeable. I love it. Okay, there you go. No, not that one. Okay, and this one, nope. I think I'm definitely keep this one. Okay, so here's another thing. Nose ring, obviously out of that time. Yes, and this one, I want actually remove it. So let's go ahead. Oops, I'm just going right there. Move it. So let's select these, and now we'll try multiple. We'll select these. We'll select a little bit inside here, and we'll select this. I think those is things that I want to fix it. Let's go click generative fill one more time. So in this case, we want actually retouching. We want to remove like tattoos. We want to remove like earrings or other things that may be on the wrong place. And look right there. Okay, before and after. Obviously, we want to keep it this. It's a dot, if you remember. Well, you remember, yes. If you remember, you're probably a vampire who lived for that long. But if you look on movies, sometimes they specially put a dot on a cheek, kind of create. So, for example, I want to keep this. And to do this, we actually can go inside our mask, select, and we can do right here. Just put it back in. That is nice about. It's also maskable, so we can put it in or out. Oh, look at this. That is wow. Very impressive. Okay, let's see what else. So we fix a little bit on the face, and we'll go retouch a little bit more. This is first steps. Okay, first steps, what are we going to do? Okay. And we're going to check. So this one look okay. We'll keep it this. That one, yeah, I think this is okay. Vase is okay. Hands, do we have it? Some small things we can kind of fix, but I think it's add characters. Hair, okay. I think it's look good right there. I'm not sure if I want to keep it. Yeah, let's keep it this way. Okay, so when we're done with AI, when we're done retouching, now let's do normal retouching, what I usually do. So I'll take you to that process just in case if you want to do by yourself. So we'll go next of this. Well, we did retouch, and usually I have at my tool, I going with a healing brush. It's what I done before, creating new layer. And we can do with healing brush, just go around and like, for example, kind of cleaning this way. But this way, yeah, we can do this. We can just go, just touch up very fast, you know, if we need it. I don't think we actually need to do this. I'll just fix some dirt right here, a little bit distraction. Usually if I go around and my eyes catch on that, then I know I need to fix. Okay, if my eyes going okay without worried, then I don't need to worry about this. Okay, I think we're good here. Small stuff. Okay, right there, I think this is kind of sticking out. You know what I mean? It's the reason why I want to just remove it. And this is also utilize AI tool, actually. It is analyzing and replacing, so it's worked very well. Okay, we'll go right there. Let's clean up head a little bit. Okay, I think we're good on this. Yep, we'll go zoom out now. Okay, our next, I want to create this painting effect on a skin. So for this, we'll go and press, let's go touch up. Just be sure we name it this. And we also can take this generative fill, these two things, and just let's drop them inside our AI folder so it's everything in the same place. Next, we're going Control-Shift-Alt-E, Command-Option-Alt-E on a Mac, which is take everything, all layers, visible layers, combine them together and make one new. And then we're going to filter, noise, and we're going to dust and scratches. This is to smooth our skin to create this painting effect. Amount of pixels, it's just depend. Usually when you can see like smooth, you don't see small details, but you recognize eyebrows, eyes, all this fine, like right here, that will work. If not, you can play, you can increase if it's bigger, like will ask too many details, or you can get smaller and this, we don't see the effect. So how say, I probably go around 16 on this. And when we're done, press OK. We don't need to keep it that, it will be our layer for the skin. What we want to do, it's called smooth, okay? And let's press Alt or Option and click on a mask. This will create a black mask, so it's hide everything what we did. Then we need to take our brush, and a brush, we want to use soft round brush for this. Okay, we want to use it white color, 1%, and we want to put it in the places, add the smoothness. Okay, let's go right here. And notice when I'm going, it does. What is actually happening here? If you notice, let's even come closer. Okay, if we come very, very close, you can see how skin is going between this dark and light pixels. It's almost like this. And it's created this grinchy look. It's created kind of photography, film type look. It's not a painting. In painting, you did not have pixelizations. Those pixels or those dots, they come when we start using film. We have it crystals inside those silver crystals, which is React. So and we try to remove. You know the funny part is because after we're going to add some of them back. But for now, it's what we're going to do. We're going to create and we're going to smooth this out. It is nice to create this smoothness. However, be very careful with this, and we also will lose some of the dimensions. You remember I says about shadows and highlights, we'll lose some of them, so we will need to restore, and we're going to restore by using dodge and burn technique on this. Okay, this is on her face. Now remember, we want to also be sure all other, like her hands, same applied, we want to do this way. Legs, whatever the skin is exposed, we want to do this on the skin because it will make smoother look. It will be lots of details, but it will create a beautiful effect of painting, like, you know, almost like if you remember kind of pin-up airbrushing. So this is what does it does like this effect of airbrush for us. Okay, we'll go to here as well. Okay. There you go, zoom out. Let's go now to our male figure. Male sometimes don't need it, but in this case, I think we do because I think at that time, male wear more fancy dresses and they wear more makeup than female in many cases. So it was interesting period in history. And there you go, kind of like this. Because we're smoothing, even if we compare, we're smoothing here quite a bit, but this was still gringy. So we need to come back and restore some of the noise to be sure every uniform effect and it's well applied. Okay, so we kind of smooth skin, and let's look closer. See right here, before and after. You see how it is work right here, before and after. I know it's look a little bit softer in some cases. It's okay, we'll restore, but it is creating this. Next, let's add a little bit more painting to this. And majority of what's happening right here, it is artificial flowers, and you can definitely see them artificially. You see all that stuff. We're going to fix this, and we're going to fix a little bit on a wig and other ones. So for this, again, Control-Shift-Alt-E, Command-Option-Alt-E to create new. Let's go call it brush, because it's what we're going to do. And we're going to filter, stylization, oil painting. In oil painting, we want to have stylization 10, cleanness 10, we want scale 0.1, brush detail 1. And after this, just go ahead. You can set also angle sometimes depend on the lights, like my main light, key light was going from the right, from the direction. So it's what we're going just to set lights coming from this way, but you can switch. Let's go ahead, click OK. And next, what I like to do is actually file, sharpness, and apply unsharp mask to this. Not very much in this case, but a little bit to increase the contrast, to increase those brushes. So you can see how already the flowers look. Faces will last, but we don't want to have this on our faces. So let's go ahead, press Alt or Option and click on a mask. Again, we're going to hide. Same brush, soft brush, what we're using before. We start going brushing. And I start from edge right here on the hair, because this will clean up and create hair look very much like somebody take brush and kind of brushing this. So this is what called, same like with the flowers, you'll notice, see how it already applied. It's add this extra dimension and add almost like artificial look, which is, it's what we're going for this effect of those kind of painting of Rococo painting. So let's zoom out a little bit. Same on the feathers. Let's increase our brush. There you go. Look on the flowers. Flowers definitely look more as a paint and less as artificial flowers. So this is also work very well if you have a fur. They work very well. And I want to touch like back flowers a little bit. And we'll go touch these flowers. And let's go closer right there. Look what's happening when I kind of create. You see how the flowers, they start having those lines. These look way like painting and less look like artificial flowers. Yes. So work very good. If you have a question, work this on a fur, on other ones, and also like man beard. You'll notice it is add more lines. It's create cleaner looker beard, and I will just add a little bit to the hair. We don't want to do too much, but just a little bit right there. There you go. Okay, let's zoom out and look. Okay, that is a hair that was before and after. You can see how it's much cleaner, create more interesting, like almost brush stroke. Of course, if you want it, you can take and apply this like even a little bit to background, you know, just add. It's will lose some resolution, but it will create kind of like painting. And in some cases, what we want to do, we want to reduce resolution. We want to reduce detailizations in some elements where we don't want people to focus on. We want to add detailization because our eyes will work if we focus on the bright, we focus on the like red colors, and we also skim. If it's like plain on the ground, nothing there, our eyes will just skim. But when it's a lot of details, our eyes kind of drag to this place because we want to understand what is going on there. Okay, so we created retouching with AI, which is save us hours and hours literally. We add some small touch-ups. We have it smoothness, add some cleanness in the hair, but image look flat. So right now what I want to do is using dodge and burn techniques and kind of applied. They have different applications that allow you to do, and some AI-based applications for that. And some of them like retouch for me type of pack and everything. But you know what? Instead, what I'm going to do, I'll show you how you can use this by hand and how you can use it automations. So right here we have our image, and let's like example, we want to increase, for example, textures. We want to bring a little bit better textures on the elements and small. So for this, we go create again, Control Shift RT. It's like magic key. Okay, we're going to click on that, and let's go call it texture, and we're going to image adjustment, and we'll go to black and white. Where's my black and white? There is a black and white, and we'll need to increase just a little bit yellow and red. Usually skin tone, I just want to bring them a little bit brighter. Click OK. Now image adjustment, shadow highlights. And by the way, when you open this, you probably see like this. So be sure to click on show more options. Then we'll need to take amount 100 and highlights and shadows. Then let's go decrease to about 11 or 10 pixels. It's whatever. I used 11 because it's easy. 1, 1, 1 press, you know. And then we'll take our tone and bring what I want to do. We will going to use it soft light for this, and 50% is invisible. Whatever we take down, make a little bit darker, more curve, like, you know, more contrasty kind of curve. And of course, what is brighter, getting brighter. So we'll go create like this. Let's click OK. And next, we're going to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask on this. So if we look closer, you can see how it's getting about 85, I think, work. So I'll click OK and switch this to the soft light. Well, let's look what's happening here. If we come closer to our image, before and after, you see how it's increasing. We did lose some of this Rococo fluffiness, and Baroque more solid colors. Yes, Rococo more pastel. So we'll lose some of this, but it's okay because we don't need to use it all the way. We can reduce, but you can see how it's add detalizations quite a bit. Okay, and we'll just take this maybe about 50% around there. I think this will add very good detalization to this. Okay, now it is you as an artist approach with dodge and burn. And the reason I say artist, because now you start shaping. You can actually do a lot of stuff with dodge and burn, change everything. So that's what we're going to do. We'll create new layer. We'll call DB dodge and burn, and we're going to fill up with a 50% gray, normal mode, 100% opacity. So when you see like this gray screen, you are the right. And next, let's switch the blending mode by drop down from normal to soft light. And that's what I said, because 50% gray, it's invisible. And now we can make darker and lighter those areas. And we're going to use it just simple brush. We're going to black and white brush, and we want to be sure it is soft round, and we want to our opacity 10. You can even make softer if you want. And in this time, what are we going? We're going with the face. If you're not familiar, I would recommend just emphasize a little bit more where's the shadows to create it, make them a little bit deeper. Okay, like for example, if you look right here, look, if we put a little bit more shadows right with kind of going around right here. Let's look before and after. See? And now if you press X button, it switched to the white highlights, and then we can add highlights. You know, we can like right there just add a little bit more highlights on the nose, a little bit of highlights here as a light going. And because remember shadow highlights, and look right there where's her nose in this. See how much it's changed? We can also going and add a little bit more on the cheek right there with the reflections going. If you're overdone, you always can go back as well on the lips. So if we do bottom like darker, what is interesting about this, it's add like more puffiness, because darker it's mean a little bit more far away or hidden, and brighter closer. So our mind is work this way. So if we do darker there, and on top with at least a little bit brighter, Okay, look on her lips. You see how they're now puffing up? That is kind of cool way to do this. Okay, let's add a little bit more. We also can change shape. So this easiest way probably to make people lose weight is by add shadows, because darkness is usually acting as a skinnier, but also emphasizing for us, because I want to focus more on eyes and everything. So I can darker a little bit here, create X, and I'm using X to switch between lighter and brighter on her nose a little bit. Okay, look how much drama we add to face. Before, flat, and now you can see the dimensions, how it is start coming up. Okay, so we'll use it black. Same with hair. We can also add more volume to the hair. Just go in those areas where it's darker, make them a little bit more dark. You see, like right there, right here, this area will make a little bit darker. So, and this will make kind of look cool. Also, we can make a little bit better on the clothes. If you want with a darker, add shadowing a little bit more, and this will create deeper. It's create more volume on that. Okay, like right there. Okay, with the leg example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit shadow here and a little bit shadow down here. So we're going to create like this. Also, let's add on the hands right there. Switch to the white, and we can pop up white here, pop up white just a little bit, like right there. There you go. Well, use it your art. Look like artist. You can look and it says, hey, you know what? I think this look better. So, and you can go always modify. So I'm just add a little bit hands, a little bit more highlights in the arms. There you go. Like, strike of the lights going. And if we look on this area, let's go right here, click before and after. You can see how it's volume. Yes, it's add a little bit more dimension towards this. So this is where we're going. And like in the socks, right here, let's look at the socks. And by the way, you know what? I think socks need to be a little bit smooth. So we can go back to smoothness, and we can also just smooth a little bit on the socks right here, because I think, there you go. Socks should be a little bit smoother. Yeah, like this. Just right there, see? A little bit smooth socks, because there was right there. There you go, I think. Okay, now let's go back to our Dutch and burn. We'll switch to the black, come closer, and let's see what's happening. See, we take a black, we'll just add with the shadows. We just emphasize a little bit more on the shadows. And as we're doing this, it will add more of those wrinkles, so they'll come up very cool. Okay, right there. So we add a little bit more like this. Switch to the white, a little bit thinner on the white, and we're going, if you have a Wacom pen, you can use the Wacom pen for this. It's just fine. I'm just used to using mouse, and primarily because I work in 3D and I work in 2D, and sometimes switching between. I have some very fancy space mouse and other ones that's supposed to work, but for some reason, never got it. I even have a bunch of Wacom pen and other stuff. Okay, there you go. So let's look on this before and after. You see how we add dimensions to this? We can also go ahead and add dimensions in here. Usually I don't touch any globals. I will have a different layer for this, where we're going to work with just environment, because right here I'm mostly work just on the models, on the persons in this case. So let's go ahead now, work on the person face, and it's okay if it's take a little bit time. Good job is take good time. And right there, see what I'm doing like this. And if we switch to the white, you can go over white. Right there, emphasize. And if we look, see how much they come up? It's look way better, yes? And that is what we want. We want to create this kind of cool looking stuff. Okay, let's add a highlight to the nose a little bit. There you go. We'll add a little bit on the cheeks. And sometimes it's harder, you know, not always easy. So we can add right there a little bit more depth to those wrinkles. You know, you need, if you want to create a creepy guy, this is probably how you want to do. You want to create with the shadows, because then we'll have a little bit creepier guy with the teeth and all this stuff. Okay, there you go. Let's look on the face. See, before and after. Look on it. It definitely have it better. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, we can add a little bit more dimension to the head as well. Zoom out. Let's go on the hands. Yeah, we don't need to forget hands. Yes. So we'll just add a little bit. Again, switch to the white. We're going to add a little bit highlights here. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. Then let's go add shadows on a pillow, because kind of reflections. Okay, I think this kind of cool. Maybe, you know, maybe these feathers need a little bit more, some dimension to add to them. And if too much, you can always ding, kick highlights on them. So you can easily go back and forward between this, so they work very well together. I think it's worked well. So let's look on the face and everything. So look, before and after. You see how much dimensions we add? Oh, they definitely have a better effect more. So next, I want to work shadows, dodge and burn only on in environment. So we want to draw attention to our characters. So we want to remove this. For this, we'll create another one and just global dodge and burn. You can name wherever you want it. Okay, we'll go again, fill up with 50% gray, same things, and we're going to shadow and soft lights. There you go, soft lights. Okay, now black. I almost all the time start with shadows. Okay, and like right here, we don't want to see this background. Yes, bottom. So we want to actually create this dark. So let's go hide. Again, dark will hide for us a lot of stuff, and that's what we're going to do. We make this bottom like very dark. We'll have this kind of vignetting almost going, yes. Then you can always press X, white, and just smudge highlights in the middle a little bit, like almost light going, you know, projection. That's what we want to do, like whoosh, lights going here, and that we want to dark. Well, maybe a little bit on her leg. Okay, there you go. So let's look what we have. Again, before and after. You see how the attention change? Before it's a flutter, and now we drag with these shadows and highlights. We're kind of focusing our attention on a brighter spot. And this is faces, and this is expression. It's what we want to do. So here is what we access. So let's do another thing. And sometimes you want have a little bit dreamy things. I'm not sure it's applied here, but I will show you techniques to do this. It's a very simple. Control-Shift-Alt-E, our magic keys, and we call it Dreamy. So let's look closer on the face, what's happening. I will probably keep this way, but if you want to create a little bit more fluffy, I think, look, or what do we call? We can go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and right there, just a little bit like this, not much, Blur, and switch this to the screen. Okay, then we'll go to press Alt Option, and we'll mask it out. Take your brush, be sure it's a round, okay, and we want to be sure it's 10%, and then we can just add, like, where's the highlights? See where's the highlights? We just add to those highlights areas, like your eyes. This is making highlights glowing. Okay, let's look on before and after. See, just a little bit highlights, a little bit glowing stuff we're going to add on his nose, cheeks. Just a little bit. It's also create this kind of effect of the softness. Maybe work for the princess. I don't know if it's work for this. I don't want mask accidentally, but it is creating a little bit ting ting like this, little bit glowing softness. See, it's add because we lost some of this dreaminess, yes. So we can go create a little bit right there, maybe dream around elements, a little bit more on the golden stuff. Just a little bit glowing around. There you go. Okay, before and after. Again, that is a personal touch if you want it, and if you think it's too much, you can always just decrease opacity a little bit, drop down. Well, we actually look quite a bit nice. Before we apply color corrections, we need to fix it some that noise we lost. And I know it's a painting and we said about noise, but because this is too clean, look on this, how clean skin here, and we'll look how noisy it is. So we want to kind of combine together, and it will help to bring together. And mostly when you start working with like different compositing from different images, they all have different resolution, different noise and everything. So that way it will helpful. We'll go on the top right here, and we're going to create a new layer. Let's call it noise. And we're going to fill up with 50% gray. Same things kind of we done before, only now we're going to filter noise, and we're going to add noise. And add noise, what we want to do, it is uniform monochromatic, and you can play with this. Usually it is too much. I'm just going a little bit lower percentage. So you can see noise, but it's not as much. Click OK and switch this to the soft light. So let's look closer what we have here. And you can see how much noise we applied. A little bit too much noise, yes. So let's take our opacity and drop down to 50. So that is what we had before and after. Not that much, but our eyes will catch, which is kind of interesting, and add uniformity to all of this. Well, if we look out, there's our image. Let's work now on add some coloring to this. Some colors, more vibrant things to bring in. So for this, we'll use it several different techniques. One of them is called selective colors layer. And if you notice, we have all these different colors we can play around, including our luminosity, white, gray, and black. So right here is a black, and you can see this is our black. What I usually do, I'll take just black like -2, 3. I don't want crush black or absolute black. And then we can have it yellow or this. I like to have it darker tones, more cold, and brighter, warmer. They work a little bit nicer this way. So we're going and we'll set a little bit to the blue, maybe about -3. This is a little bit cyanish green. It will add cyan, blue, and green a little bit. And also on cyan, we'll just bring, see, we can go to warmer red, or we're going to darker. I'm going like minus or +2, just a little bit more darker kind of create, because we soften shadows, so we need add. Next, what we're going to do is select our neutrals. And neutrals, again, if you know it, you can go back and forward. We'll just take neutrals and bring them to about +1 or 2. Then we'll add a little bit to the warmer yellow, +1. We can bring, I want a little bit greenish, and we'll go a little bit kind of bluish. Ooh, this is look good too, see? But no, we'll go a little bit like to about -4. Let's switch to the whites, and this is our whites, see? So I want to bring whites actually more towards like 17. So bring them maybe too much, maybe 7, yes. Then we can have it warmer or colder. I'll go a little bit actually with a cold opposite on this. I know it's what I said, but it's kind of giving me nice curve. Next, what I want to do is work with the red and yellow. So this is our reds. But if we take reds a little bit more on a black, we'll make them deeper, more saturated. It's what we wanted. And we can also increase redness, because we lost with some our shadows, we lost some of this vibrance, and that's what I want to do. I want to bring a little bit back some of this royal look. Oh yeah, let's go a little bit warmer like this, a little bit more colorful in this way. So let's go with yellow, and this is our yellow colors. And actually I want to take yellows and bring a little bit, again, darker, a little bit more saturated. And we can say we just add a little bit more warmer, a little bit more gold kind of royal things. Okay, at this time you can see our color from cold, we come to more interesting, more depth coloring scheme. Okay, here have a cyan coat. Usually you don't need it, but in this case you can see, and I'll just bring his cyan a little bit more cyany. Yeah, let's go right there. Kind of like this. Let's go check if on a blue. Yep, same. We'll just bring a little bit more in his coat, a little bit more bluish, so it will work a little bit better. Of course, you can work with different gammas, kind of play around with this, see what's work. And I think she also have it magenta, and magenta, you look on her dress, see how we're going darker on her magenta, and we're going to add a little bit warmer, a little bit purplishy. Yeah, I think this work way better. Just give it more colors. Okay, before and after. See how we have it? Beautiful. Okay, another things we can also do, and you can do just one, you don't need to do two, it's add curves. Put it curves on a color, because you have it, if you just work curves without setting any blend mode, then you will affect luminosity as well, and we don't want to add luminosity and change color. It will just change saturations. We don't want to do that. So just in colors, we'll go blue, and you can do a little bit more dramatic here. So we can add like blue down here, click single, and this is what we'll call cinematic curve. So for example, if we do like this, there you go. This is our cinematic colors, what call cyan, green, blue, yellow, kind of very fast to create this way. Okay, and let's do one last thing, and this will be vibrance. So we'll just add a little bit vibrance. I don't like saturation. Saturation can get too ugly on a skin, so we'll just keep it 0, but vibrance work a little bit better. And I want pop-up vibrance, but as problem is sometimes when you add vibrance, then skin tones go berserk, you know, all in yellow. Well, we're going to fix with mask. So we'll add vibrance as we want it. Now we want to have it our black brush, 10%. We can bring slightly closer to the face, yes. And on the face, we can just brush a little bit to reduce. We don't need to reduce all the way, or it will look funny, yes. But we want just on the skin tones, just a little bit take down a few of these vibrance and saturations. Right there, you can see how we're creating. And you know, sometimes it's very hard to do this on a masking. So then we'll do another AI usage. And how it work? We'll just go right there with AI, and you can have an option, select object, okay? And we'll just go over and look, the model already selected. So all what we need to do, just click on her, and there we have it select the model. So it's kind of very cool new tool. Well, relatively new, yes, but you can see marching ends, so it's selecting. If we also need to select another person, we can hold shift and select. This way, when you start removing saturation, you can easy to isolate to specific area. If you're afraid, you maybe step out. But this is work very well. And of course, this is on your local machine. But if you're going down where you select, and you can down and select cloud, it will produce much better result. And of course, select cloud, click select subject. Well, I want to discard because I already selected. And it's same, just going on a cloud, send your image there, process it, identify. It does much better job. And coming back and look how identification work. The difference is, look, now it's further even selected. before it did not select when I did local, but when I sent to the outside on the cloud with much more sophisticated AI staying there, it did way better connections. Like, look right there. See where's her hands? Look, it's actually selecting. We need, if you want to select this, you need create, but general right there, it's beautiful. So it's meaning we can easy going and apply this mask and use it some other. So very good for those if you want to use this mask and creating. But again, that is just example. Remember, if it's too much, use your opacity. And you can use the opacity on the curves if you want to reduce some of this coloring, selective colors, anything you can go ahead and you can modify it. Well, one last thing before we're all done, it is just go ahead and put your name. Vladimir Chopine, INE, Fine Art Photography. Well, that's what I call it, okay? And we're going open coloring, and I want just to set this to white. Sometimes just stylization will work, and we're going to shrink this down, okay? I actually want to create probably, let's just use this bold, okay? Color right there, take it, and I'll just put it down below here. The reason is, and I'm going to hide, okay, like this. Personal, that is a very personal opinion. I don't like when people take and put it watermark just on the middle. On first case, with AI technology, you can remove so easy. Just, it's not even funny how easy to remove that watermarks. I mean, well, you know what, as we're speaking, let me show you. And only reason that I'm putting down below, so people know, those who are interested. Well, there you go. So let's say my name is here, yes? And I'm going to just put it like this, watermark, pa-bam. And of course, I want to have it down like this. There you go. Okay. So next, I click accidentally. Let's just create new layer. So we'll just say, we take this layer and we merge together, and now done deal, you say all together. Well, what I can do, I can just take this tool, oops, go around like this. No. Yeah. Oop. Right there. Let's add teeny tiny place. And look what's happening with generative fill when you select names and put it out. Okay, it's take a little bit time. And again, this is very ugly watermark, but if just in case, if you do, it's gone. Look on this magic. Look. There you go. It's like it wasn't even there before. Okay, let's hide this watermark. Look at this. Of course, it's not the best, but it's work. It's work very good. And of course, I can done even better if I go and do a little bit more selective per letter, not every word, just you select one letter at a time, gone, nobody will know, watermark gone. So that is the reason, the only reason I have it my watermarks. It's if people like my work, you know, they appreciate it and want to do it, so they can find who did this work, contact me and ask. And if you're worried about people stealing your art and everything and reusing, I recommend you to post them or on social media, smaller size, not full size, so you know it is your work, or create NFTs. NFTs is not necessary for sale. You actually can mint for free many times, and I done. Watch my video about NFTs and OpenSea or other type service or crypto.com. You can mint there your NFTs and they will assign to you. You don't need even put on sale, put in your library. And in this case, it's assigned to you on blockchain. So if anybody steal it, you have it approved. It's my NFT. I own it. So it's a new way to copyright your materials. Well, I hope you like this video, and if you do, please let me know. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. The general what I want to do this about, it is showing that AI is not scared things. You don't need to be afraid as creator, you don't need to be afraid as photographer. It's a great tool that allows you to save literally hours, in my case, on retouching and creating my art. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next.